Lasúchtarán, Orstúrahor, Irúchtarán, Aginúshla. I feel very humbled to be here before you all today as I take on the role of President of the Camogie Association. I have to be honest and say that this was not something I thought about when I was asked a number of years ago if I would take over as chair of my own club. In fact, I only took on the role of chairperson of my own club, James Stevens, on the basis that it would be a stopgap measure until somebody else was found. I have to say, I know better now. There is no such thing as in Camogie as a stopgap. Once we get you, you are involved and it is impossible to escape. I would like to pay special tribute and to congratulate Aileen on her achievements during her presidency and to wish her and her family well in the future, a future that I am certain will include still having Camogie to the forefront. We live in an exciting and challenging time for Camogie and women's sports generally. However, the Camogie Association is no stranger to excitement or challenge, given that at the time of its foundation in 1904, women did not have the vote and competing in team sports were not considered to be taking part in an activity which was deemed to be socially acceptable. The founders of the association persevered and formed the Camogie Association, and I believe they always wanted it to be a forward-thinking and vibrant organisation. The continuation of that legacy is seen in the numerous improvements and a solidifying of Camogie as the fastest female team sport in the world. However, Camogie should be about more than simply playing the game. It should be about the opportunity to participate in Camogie. Indeed, this very concept of participation is enshrined in our official guide under the aims and objectives of the association. I believe that every unit of the association and every member has a responsibility to ensure that every girl has the opportunity to learn the skills of Camogie and to play at an appropriate level. The Go Games model has been a major success and epitomises the philosophy of participation. It has meant that all children from under 12 down get to play and no child is left sitting on the sideline match after match, as had been the lot of some players in the past. However, we must continue to develop and evolve our game. The coaching structures to ensure that all girls have the chance to play Camogie at a young age and are being coached by people with the right skills and the right attitude. These young people are the very people who will grow up to be the adult players, coaches, administrators and leaders of our organisation. In order for that to happen, we need to retain these players. It is a sad fact that I stand before you here today that a large number of 15-year-old girls currently playing Camogie will not be playing Camogie when my term as president is over. The challenge of player retention is perhaps the biggest challenge the association faces. As an association, we need to recognise this challenge, identify the causes and take steps to ensure that Camogie is at the very top of every young woman's list as a sport to participate in. The simple truth is a young person who has a positive experience with Camogie is far more likely to play longer, remain on as a volunteer and bring their own daughters along to participate in Camogie. The ultimate aim of any player is to put on their boots and helmet and with their hurl in their hand to walk across the sideline to represent their team. This brings me to what I believe all of us want to ensure. That is a fixture schedule which maximises every player's opportunity to play as many games as possible at a level that is competitive to their skill set. We have seen an increase in the number of inter-county matches at all levels. In fact, during the period 2009-2014, the number of inter-county games increased from 188 to 240. That is an increase of 28%. And while this is to be welcomed, it does put pressure on other areas, particularly at club level. It is therefore timely for the association to conduct a review of fixtures to assess how best we as an association can manage our fixtures from the perspective of maximising playing time of players at county and club level. This review will provide the opportunity for all interested parties to put forward their views and opinions during the consultation part of this review. It is important to remember that the vast majority of our players are club players, and do we really want to cram everything into a reducing time frame? It is my view that this is not the way to develop our game or to develop our players. It is not a good thing for player retention, nor is it helpful from a player's enjoyment point of view. We have to have meaningful games for all of our players at all levels. We have to find a balance where everyone can compete to the maximum of their ability, irrespective of their playing ability or age group. Participation means more than simply playing the game of Camogie. It is also means equipping our underage players with skills and knowledge to be able to maximise their potential. This can be achieved by coaches who are trained to the highest standards and that the training is appropriate for the players attending training. We have already seen huge strides made in relation to coaching, and this work will continue over the course of the next development plan. As I look around this room, I see representatives of those who work tirelessly for Camogie. The volunteers who give of their time to be it as administrators, coaches, referees, jersey washers, providing taxi services to and from training and matches, or sorting everything in the background to make sure clubs, county boards, provincial councils can function. I would like to sincerely thank each and every one of you. Without volunteers, the Camogie Association would cease to exist. We will continue to build on the support provided and to ensure that volunteers feel supported. The club is the foundation of everything. It provides a focal point in our communities and gives us our identity within the association. Increasing urbanisation and emigration have proven to be a challenge for many clubs. However, as an association, we should seize this challenge and see it as an opportunity. We need to support existing clubs to aid them to remain sustainable and develop. We also have the opportunity to promote new ones, not only in Ireland but internationally. The development of Camogie clubs internationally in the UK, Europe, North America, Australia and Asia is not only proof of the desire to play Camogie, but the willingness of people to put in the work necessary to support it. I would like to commend the volunteers and the players who not only participate but take Camogie to a wider audience. In order for clubs to grow, it is important to get the message out there that as an association we are open to all. No experience is required. Just bring your willingness to participate and your enthusiasm. The current strategic plan comes to an end in 2015, and our challenge will be to ensure that the next development plan encompasses the challenges facing sporting bodies in the first quarter of the 21st century. Camogie, as with other sports, must meet the challenges of the times we live in and must continue to modernise and move forward in order to meet the demands of our membership and the communities we live in. There will be a new strategic plan for the Camogie Association next year, and the development of this plan will require a large investment of time and effort of all of our members at all levels over the next 12 months. I would urge everyone to participate in the development of the strategic plan. In this context, the fact that the Camogie Association has individual membership now means that it should be possible to build a profile of our membership and plan accordingly in a more targeted manner. I am not a fan of the one-size-fits-all model. Although the aim should be the same, different strategies will be required, given that Camogie, in counties such as my own county, Kilkenny, where Camogie has primacy, whereas in other counties football is the dominant sport. Ultimately, our goal must be to ensure that every girl, at a minimum, is given the opportunity to at least play Camogie, and they can then decide for themselves which sport they wish to play. I believe this goal is achievable. The Camogie has many selling points, not least of which is that it is unique, and it just so happens to be the fastest female team sport in the world. As an association, we should have the stamina to continue to do what we do well, the wisdom to recognise what we do not do well, and the strength and willingness to change and improve what we do not do well. My predecessors, particularly Aileen, have worked tirelessly over the last number of years to move the integration of Camogie within the GAA family forward. The One Association remains high on the agenda, and the Ladies Gaelic Football Association and the GAA have all officially recognised it as a desired eventuality. Indeed, the shared sponsorship with Liberty Insurance and AIB have, in my view, further increased the working relationship between the Camogie Association and the GAA, as has the development of the National Hurling and Camogie Development Complex in Carriganore. The discussions to date have moved us along the road to closer ties within the Gaelic Games family, but there is still a lot to do. I am in favour of working closer together. My background is a family that is steeped in the GAA. I did not see a difference growing up between playing hurling and Camogie. It being Kilkenny, the big ball was only engaged in until the grass was cut first in the spring. But I enjoy watching football. My club is James Stephens, and though they did not have a Camogie team when the club was mentioned in my home, I didn't need to ask which club. I knew, as we all knew, what club everybody was talking about. There was only one club, that being James Stephens. So for me, this is a natural direction of travel. Integration should not be confused with assimilation. Camogie should have the confidence to not fear integration. It is important that we give full consideration to what our vision is, so that this is the basis of our discussions while we continue working together within Camogie and then in the wider GAA Gaelic Games family. We have many aims and challenges in common in terms of our administrative functions, child welfare, the challenges to players surrounding fixtures, and the players playing more than one sport, as well as the issue of dual players. There has been an issue of dual players for many years in the GAA. Even though these numbers have become smaller over the years, it is the case that in Camogie there are a number of dual players. So for me, it is a question of the best way we can work together for the good of Camogie and the players involved and the membership, while maintaining our identity within the wider Gaelic Games family. On a personal note, there are many, many people that I want to thank and acknowledge who have supported me in this journey. Particularly, I would like to thank the members of my club, James Stevens, who have supported me and given me assistance at all times. The Kilkenny Camogie Board and GAA Board, who have always given me great support. The members of Leinster Council and those who served with me on various committees at national level, and of course the full-time staff. All of those who I've met along the way, who took up their time to meet me with me over the years, so that I could hear their views and thereby increase my understanding of the issues which impacted on them from a Camogie perspective. Lastly, I would like to thank my family and friends for all their support. I would like to pay a special tribute to my parents, who sadly are no longer with us. They instilled in me a love of Camogie and hurling from a very early age, and the belief that if you work hard, you can achieve anything. I know they're smiling today. Gurmata.